Some news this morning from Jonathan Gavoni. Kasparas Jakucionis has declared for the NBA draft. He will enter the 2025 NBA draft. This is not just to go through the process. This is a done deal. He will be an NBA player next season. Projected top 10 pick from Lithuania. What a year it was, his one and done season at Illinois. Never a shortage of excitement when you were watching a Kasparas Jakucionis led team. He averaged 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 turnovers a game. Shot just 32% from three, which felt lower than it actually, or it felt higher than it was. Like that number's jarring to me because I felt like he was like a 35% 3-point shooter, but I guess it makes sense when you factor in the tough ones that he took. We knew this was coming. Everybody expected this. It would have been a shock if he returned. But Card, how will you remember the year that was the Kasparas Jakucionis season at Illinois?
I, I thought there were some up and downs to it. But I do think there was obviously moments, and he was one of the better freshmen in the conference, one of the better players in the conference when he was on the floor and when he was healthy. And I think that, I think it sucks that it didn't come with more success as a team. Like the fact that Illinois is leaving the Kasparas era, the Kasparas year, with kind of nothing to show for it other than talking about ceilings that don't exist is a little bit underwhelming. But I don't think you can argue the fact that Kasparas was dynamic, and I think he's gonna be a good NBA player
Do you?
eventually. Yeah, it might take some time.
I feel like our belief level in Kasparas the pro was as up and down as Kasparas' season was.
Yeah, I think it'll feel that way. I think that Kasparas' ceiling is like I don't know, like a Josh Giddey-esque player.
There was a moment in the middle of December where I remember we did a video on NBA draft stuff, and you and I were like, Kasparas is the third pick. He's the third pick. If anybody takes somebody else over Kasparas, that's a mistake. By the end of the season, I think we were like, ooh, would you touch him in the lottery? I don't know. Which I think like he should be taken in the lottery, but it feels like it's sort of fringy, right?
Yeah, no, it definitely feels fringy. It does feel fringy to me. It's also like I think it would do him some good to possibly draft to a team where like they don't just throw him. Like I think that's actually good for him. Like I don't think Kasparas should end up on the Wizards. I
Yeah.
think that would be like a death for his career. I think it would be beneficial to him to actually be like in that range where he is drafted in like 13th or 12th.
Yeah. So this is getting me excited because in May we do a lot of NBA draft content where we do like player scouting reports and comparison videos. We'll probably do all of that again. And last year we did an NBA draft live show that was really fun. Hopefully we can make that happen again. But I actually really enjoy doing the prospect stuff because you like dive into film and you really try to be creative with it and come up with whether or not you think stuff's going to work. Kasparas will be a really fun one to evaluate because I think there are parts of his game that will really translate and work great, and then there's just a lot of questions. I don't want to say there's things that I think for sure won't work, but I have a lot of questions that are going to be situation dependent. And starting with the things I think will translate. Number one thing on the scouting report for me with Kasparas is the dude has a clutch gene and he craves the moment. Like he is a dude that truly plays a fearless brand of basketball. And sometimes I think the fearlessness can actually work against him because maybe he should get a little fear. Maybe he should hone it in a little bit, rein it backwards tiny bit. But in general, anytime a close game was coming down to the wire, the ball would find Kasparas and good things would happen. And
Mm.
I believe that is something that will translate no matter where he's playing in any court. He thinks he's the baddest dude on the court, and more often than not, he's right. We interrupt this sleepers video to talk directly to you, our loyal listener. Have you ever found yourself watching us two idiots thinking, hey, I wish there was a very easy, small way for me to show a token of my appreciation for all of their hard work on all these videos I love to watch? Well, now we have just the way to do that.
Thanks to the beautiful folks over at Underdog Fantasy. They are helping us out this month, presenting a lot of the content coming out this month, giving you a chance with a amazing offer that you can use using our promo code that Gregory will tell you more about.
Yeah, so college hoop season's over. But we got like big time golf tournaments. The NBA playoffs are coming. Baseball season's underway. There's still a bunch of sports on. There's still a bunch of ways to play with Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SLEEPERS. As a new customer, you can get up to 1,000 bonus credits plus a free pick. It's one of the most fun ways to play. It's a great way to support us. And on some actual like non-ad read stuff, talking genuinely here, really helps us because if Underdog loves us, if we get a lot of people to sign up, they're going to help us continue to bring you the content that you love. Show your support. Join Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a free pick. Everything else is like he has strengths. I think he's a great passer. I think he's an awesome, like he has more vision than you even realize. His ability to create step back shots, I give him shit for it, but that's important. You're going to need that at the NBA. You're going to be able to create space and hit those shots. He can hit those shots. He needs to shoot it better than he did. He needs to finish at the rim better than he did. He needs to find some answers defensively. And my biggest question would just be this. Does he work as a guy that's not the centerpiece? He plays a very, very I'm the center of the world brand of basketball. Not to say he's selfish because he's not. He's the furthest thing from it. But he was just the engine at all times for Illinois every time he was on the floor. They never tried to do anything else. And I can't really envision what it looks like in the NBA if Kasparas is like off ball. I just don't know that that's going to happen. Are you with me on that?
No, I think that eventually he needs to be a guy who has the ball in his hand as an engine to make things happen, and take advantage of what he is as a passer. And obviously, turnovers need to be cleaned up. He was a very high turnover player, but I do believe that is something that can be cleaned up as he gets older and also just kind of just more experience playing at a higher level. But yeah, I do think there needs to be I don't think Asparagus really does much for you off ball, to be honest with you, or at least he doesn't know how to do that yet. So it'd be beneficial to him to have the ball in his hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I just it's one of those things where like I think he needs the ball in his hands to get all the good stuff. But at the NBA level, how good are you if Kasparas Jakucionis is the guy with the ball in his hands every time?
Right. Well, like I think you have him like as he like in an ideal world, he's like running your second unit as your point guard.
I mean, if that's the sell, then yeah, I like it. I think he can do that. But I guess I don't know how much upside there actually is on like one day he's the center of an NBA team.
Yeah, I
You know?
wouldn't buy that.
And I think that's whoever's going to draft him has to draft him believing that.
Mm.
Otherwise, why would you draft him? So,
Depends where you draft him, though.
yeah, true. Very true.
Yeah.
What's the earliest you would take Asparis in this draft?
I'm going on the top of my head right now. Earliest I would take him is like probably. mm, See, I think anything after like those top four guys is kind of a crapshoot. So the earliest I would take him is five. I
Oh,
don't think that,
wow.
but I think that's the absolute earliest. But I would probably pick him more so around like starting like between eight range, 8 to 10.
Five seems very high to me in a draft that has Trey Johnson, VJ Edgecombe, both the Rutgers guys, and Cooper Flag.
Did I wait? Cooper Flag, both Rutgers guys, Trey John. Okay, so six is the highest. My apologies.
Okay. Yeah, to me, it's like a five-man studly top of
Yeah.
the draft. And then you can start to figure out which wild cards you want to take.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I could see him, I guess, if you believe Kasparis is special, take him sixth. To me, I probably wouldn't seriously consider him to like the 10 range, but no doubt late lottery is probably somewhere that could be a landing spot for Kasparis. Um, we'll do this in May too, but I still have a player comp for his NBA career in mind. Do you have one?
Who do you have?
I think he's Killian Hayes.
Oh God.
The
Ooh.
sell for his offense is step back jumpers, Cart. That sound like anyone?
Yeah, that,
How much did we sell ourselves on the French footage of Killian hitting step back threes?
we were calling him French D'Angelo Russell.
Wasn't that the college comp for Kasparis all year too?
Yeah, kind of.
I worry that if all his offense at the college level was step backs that he shot 31% on, I'm pretty fearful of how that translates.
I'm super fearful how accurate that is.
Yeah. So really fun. Like the idea of Killian Hayes was like our favorite thing ever. And then you just got a year in and you're like, wait, nothing's working.
Yeah,
Like,
the step back, no step backy.
yeah. And then we tried to be like, oh, he can be our bench guard, and even that didn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'm rooting for Kasparas. Would you say, like, will you remember him fondly as a guy you like really want to see it work out for?
All
Or are
true,
you kind of
like
indifferent to
like in
Kasparas?
truthfully, like truthfully, not really. I don't know.
Really?
It was just like I expected more, and they finished sixth in the Big Ten. They didn't win a banner, and they had a top 10 pick on the team.
Yeah.
They had two first round NBA draft picks, and they got nothing to show for it.
I do kind of wonder what the Illinois legacy will be for him. I will give him credit. It seems like he really still cares about Illinois. Like I don't know, he just kind of showed love at the Nike Hoop Summit thing. I feel like he's trying to sort of be the face of the European pipeline. I won't be surprised. I would bet you Kasparis comes back to Illinois games next year. Probably sports Illinois gear a lot. Um, so yeah, I think like culturally, he seems like a great kid that deserves to be remembered pretty fondly in this program. Maybe will be remembered as like the jumping off point for Brad's turn towards international prospects. But I still think the jury's out on whether or not that's a good thing for Illinois basketball. And I do think by the end of last year, the fans at Illinois had flipped a little bit. In the early season, it was like, this guy's, oh my God, I love him. And by the end of the year, I think people were a little tired of the way he played when it hurt Illinois.
Yeah, I agree.
So we'll see. Congrats to Kasparas Jakucionis on a big time announcement. It'll be fun to watch him at the next level.